Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Count Christo, and this is the War of Three Oceans in Man the Guns. The glorious Japanese plan for the invasion of the southern resource area is well underway. And I've decided to put my money where my mouth is in terms of supporting the Navy. We're going to get the National Spirit Prioritized Naval Aircraft Construction, which gives us a 20% discount on basically all the CV. All the CAGs will be much cheaper to produce, and we get 5% more dockyard output at the cost of 5% lower factory output. We also get 10% more dockyard output construction speed at the cost of 10% lower military construction speed. That seems good for me. Does cost political power, which is, you know, not great, but in general, I think that's going to be very good for us. It's going to help us produce these at a much nicer rate. So we're only one civ away from being over on some stuff. We should probably be exercising our fleets using some of this fuel. Currently gaining 1,600. So let's find some fleets that aren't fully experienced. The subs are not very experienced. How much fuel would you all use together? Not too much. So the subs, once they arrive, I will set to exercising. That will keep us about at fuel equilibrium. Getting an extra refinery will also help, of course, with our fuel. We're almost there on that. And now time to unpause. Fantastic. Mariana region, bad supply. Right, so this can't support 240 widths. We also need to consider where we need to position troops to defend just against the British naval invasions. The question is, do we want to defend all these little damn islands? And sadly, I do think the answer is yes. But the problem is each one has to be able to defend from like 10 Marines. And I think 240 widths is about the minimum for that. And if 240 widths can't be sustained on a level 1 naval base, we're going to need to start building bigger naval bases. I mean, we need bigger naval bases out here anyway. I'm not going to defend all these islands. I've got to, though. I've got to, haven't I? Okay, so the ones we're gonna prioritize defending, as I said, are the ones with air bases. I mean, at least dockyards are relatively cheap. What's this one got? Yeah, it's level 1 still. And having all these high-level naval bases, it'll really help with our naval supply in the region. I guess the ones that don't have dockyards will defend with just 140 width, which does of course mean we're gonna need a lot of 40 widths. So let's keep on rolling with those. Where else? I think we've already done that one. We don't have any that far south. Okay, we also are going to want to defend the ones that have higher level naval bases, because we don't want the enemy to have the ability to repair that quickly all the way out here. We will finish that first. Okay. While we're having problems with supply up here, there's no point suffering attrition, so let's get these guys out of here. And you obviously are woefully insufficient as a defender, so you can go, sure, join the Hong Kong attack force, and one of the 20 widths that's inexperienced that was going to be involved in this can go and replace you on Iwo-Jima. Iwo-Jima only let one level 1 naval base, right? Okay. Losing fuel right now just because all the ships are moving. Oh, there finally ends the Republican Civil War. Oh, a whole bunch of stuff's happened. We got long-lance torpedoes. Yugoslavia claims Bulgaria. Spanish Civil War ends. So next, I want to do this first. Because if our naval invasions go badly, and we don't secure Java, and I mean, we must be able to secure Malaya at least. But if we don't secure Java in here, we won't have the oil. And then we might need this. But I don't know, it's just tough. It's tough to know what we should be doing. Very tough. Let's get... Let's get bypass the Philippines, and then while we're researching the landing craft, we can do coal liquefaction. Yeah. So we're proposing the Tripartite Pact, which I think is a mutual guarantee. Germany, Japan, all that kind of good stuff. But I'm not sure quite how that works. We are busy with repairs right now. Apparently my people took some heavy damage, but we have 3 dockyards nonetheless. So, probably because we just finished a ship. What do we want to produce? More raiding subs wouldn't go amiss. But these guys, obviously my battleships. Oh, right, yes, it's because I diverted all my dockyards onto retrofitting the scouts. I remember. Let's get these. Apart from anything else, we want these to be synced up, right? We want these two to kind of come out simultaneously if possible. And then these 10, I want my big battleships done. I also want, yeah, my decent screens are imperative. Sweepers are less important. And then raiders probably after that. Go with something like that. Right, so these guys, as they deploy, one can go out here. Actually, as soon as he arrives, he'll be oversupply, won't he? So we'll send him down here instead. Good. Okay, how good is the troop here? Now that we're here and we can look. He's terrible. Okay, so these guys will be more than enough to kill him. We are going grand battle plan. And I think I have my army designed how I want it now. So I don't have a problem with spending army experience to hasten this along. Get that prepared defenses up. Grand battle plan is good for us because we're going to have long-term plans. You know, the big areas of infantry conflict are going to be, you know, here. So I don't mind having a long planning period before we actually can launch our offensive strike. Good. What else? What's our biggest deficit right now, infantry equipment-wise? Nothing, really. We're not producing any motorized. We should produce some motorized. It does cost rubber, of course. But I have some rubber. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's put one factory on motorized. Looks like artillery is a far bigger shortage. We could also... Do I 40 wits? They do have artillery in them. Good, good, good. The 20s do not, I believe. Yeah. That's okay, I think. Yeah. What is these guys' amphibious landing penalty these days? Plus 75. Nice. That entirely negates the amphibious landing penalty, which is a base of 75. We might want to build a road down here. We'll see once everyone arrives how necessary that seems. And yeah, I'm reluctant to improve this naval base, just because I know that Singapore and Saigon are better placed and higher level already. With this air experience that we have, we're still doing a bit of repairs on some destroyers. Have my subs arrived? They have. Let's do some naval exercises with the subs. It's not a huge amount of naval XP, but it's not using a huge amount of fuel either, so that works out. We will try and keep our fuel topped off now. Like I'll let it go to full. We won't fully exercise. In terms of naval traits, I assume no one gained the ability to be given any in... Oh, we have... I mean, no, he could already have that during that little skirmish with China because we didn't really do anything. So, it'd be a bit strange if they did, honestly. Ah, these are sweepers. Okay. You should be in your own little world, then. What's the symbol going to be for sweepers? We haven't chosen one of those yet. I guess that's a mine, so that can be a sweeping mine. Sweeping of a mine, rather. That seems fine. That works out. These are sweepers. And you... a sweep 1. Great. Have these guys been named like that? No? Alright, you are miner. They might not have you spell miner if they're mining this way, but that's fine. Mine 1. Good. And you should just be under the reserve fleet just because it looks a bit better. Cool. Oh, and you have... You're down a sub? Oh, one just has to go to repair. Fair enough. The problem with exercising is, you know, they break quite a lot. Especially submarines seem to break quite a lot. So they're gonna take up dockyards on repairing. Ooh, that's a good one. Nice. Got those glorious fighters modified to land from these. What else do I want to be doing? Yeah. I should gun for radar detection, so we can start putting that on our search things. Let's not exercise the subs because it turns out subs can't handle exercise. They have terrible reliability. So instead, let's exercise the main strike force. But that's gonna, if that lowers my fuel gain to negative, yeah, we may not want to do that. It's a much better amount of XP. Let's keep them in port for now. when we get... when our fuel is full, we'll do kind of month exercise, month not exercise, etc. So that we can get them going. And isn't there a level 3 naval base just here? Yes, just there. Okay. Oh, this is the Marshall Islands. Okay. Where else do we need to garrison? Is that everywhere? Surely not. Also, given the danger of a big fleet operating in the Pacific, I suppose we should garrison, all our ports. But I think the non-Pacific ports don't merit 40 widths. Because these ones are just really... Oh god, there's a level 6 there. I think the home ports can afford to be garrisoned with 20 widths. Speaking of that, we are going to need some 20 widths for that. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I need 22 20 widths. Can't train that many men. Could cancel some of these. Put those on one line because I need these. It's annoying. You have no light tanks, right? Yeah, let's just cancel that. And don't really want to cancel these because they've made progress towards training. I guess we'll do it later. So we need a bunch more 20 widths, and we also need 20 widths for all of these little islands. So we'll train those. I don't want them to be necessarily veteran, which is why I don't mind having them being the freshly trained 20 widths. So yeah, no one's guaranteeing Xinjiang. Xinjiang won't be able to join a faction. I should have made sure we made contact with them during the Chinese Civil War. Well, not the Chinese Civil War, but the Chinese-Japanese War. But what are you going to do? Right, so we need to update these planes. And we're going to put a lot of naval XP into these guys. They're going to be pretty reliable and with very good agility. That's going to mean they're going to be able to dominate in the skies above the... above whatchamacallem, the American carriers. We are low on aluminium. Does my other puppet have any? I can just always sort like this. No. So maybe we should actually do that focus for developing Chinese resources. Free dockyards again, eh? I think we're very low on screens. We have so many cruisers. We need some more light hulls. Give me some more 36 screens as a priority. Give me like 10 more on those. Ideally, I kind of want to declare the war once we've finished these two and these two. Ideally. So maybe that's when we kind of our time is. We want to declare in April of 40, so we have our new battleships ready to go. Ah, and this scout is now showing outdated, or is that always going to be the case? Why is the 36 scout outdated? Ah, is it because I'm not producing this? Let me have a look. What is this? It's the... I'm probably producing... What is it? A destroyer. Yeah, we're producing this destroyer. Ah, it's probably because it doesn't have the radar on the one that we're building. Can I... How can I see that? You have a sub-detection of 10, and you have a sub-detection of 1. Yes, okay. You haven't been producing for very long. Let's switch it over. How much cheaper are you, by the way, just out of interest? 4 times? What? Oh, that's a cruiser. This is the one I need to check. It's still sub-detection 10, yeah. It's quite a bit more expensive, but I am going to switch it over. We lose 71 days of production. That's okay. That's okay. And we are going to want to update the scouts again in about 200 days. Okay, so we've got a good deadline now. April is when we're going to want to kick things into high gear. All right, any other bases that aren't sufficiently supported? Well, we did want to go to 2 20 wits on these, didn't we? So let's do that. Can't request expeditionaries from those guys because we've already got all their men. Bunch of 20 wits here. You should be in Burma. All the rest of you there? Yes, good. In terms of Air Force, we have a very, very small Air Force, which I expect to be using exclusively defensively, basically. And not very much. But that's just... It's just how it's going to go. You guys, let's just have everyone gather down here. And we'll see what we want to do with you. We could do with naval bombers, apart from anything else, just to kind of scout and find enemy ships. Especially for picking off damaged enemy ships. Naval bombers seem quite good at that. See if these reinforce up. No, okay, so this is about right. In terms of numbers. You two should be merged, though. And you, what are you? Attack bombers? Right. Well, we'll put it up to 100 in case we capture any, but... And yes, you guys do not need a mission. What are we going to use them for? They're going to fly... Probably the Cass have the longest range. Well, attack bombers obviously have better range. It has about the right number to fly all of these over the South China Sea. And they're going to operate against any enemy, whatchamacallums, ships, that's the one, that we see in this region. We will make these numbers fit so that we don't go over 20, over 200 even. Yeah, so once the war is declared, I'm going to want you guys all naval striking over the South China Sea. Good. And then... what planes we do have, what fighters we have, can just be deployed as and when necessary. Let's have some fighters. Oh yeah, we can operate fighters out of here though. Yeah. We should produce some naval bombers to fly out of all these air bases to just cause some problems for the enemy. Some naval bomber 1s are going to be useful. And ideally, what's the range on a naval bomber 1 like? 900 kilometers, that's pretty damn good. Yes, we'll produce them unmodified. Oh, we're already producing some, or at least they're in the list, but they're not being produced. Let's put them up here. We're currently going heavily into carrier naval bombers, but that was just because we didn't have any carrier fighters available in the right tech level. So I'll reduce that down a bit. 4-4, probably good. What are we doing numbers-wise? We've got, yeah, nice. Balanced on carrier fighter and carrier naval bombers. And I would like to update the old carrier naval bombers. It seems good to me. And yeah, so naval bombers, once this production efficiency gets up, I'm going to be having a decent number of those. Excellent. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. You know, I'm scared because I don't know how good the American Navy is. They've got, obviously, a lot of ships. Slightly more than me. But I don't know how good the ships are going to be. And obviously, Britain has a huge fleet. France's is not as big. But I expect it to cause problems nonetheless. Okay, good. We've finished building most of those naval bases now. Is there anywhere else we could do with a big naval base? The other thing I might want to do, and we will do this, but I think not yet, is somewhere, probably... Well, honestly, actually, rather than build a big naval base, why don't we take one? We pay the iron price for our naval base by, like, seizing Hawaii, basically. And that can be our big naval base. But we need one in this area as well. So where's the biggest one in this region? Here, probably. Yeah. 6 is already pretty good. But if we upgrade that naval base, maybe, to give us a good place to repair when we're operating in this whole region. I'm looking forward to this war. It's going to be glorious. At least at the start. It's going to be glorious. Do I want to spend... Maybe we do this rather than investing in the whole national focus. How much does it add, the national focus? It is more. It does take longer. But we've got time, we've decided now, basically, because we're only declaring in 40. So we do have a little bit of time. Let's not do any over-importing. That's for sure. Using less aluminium now. We've got switching on to producing smaller planes. The steel is going to be a problem because we need our convoys and things to be produced effectively. Manchukuo has some steel though, so that's going to keep us very much flush on that front. We need to be exercising more, so maybe I should be importing more oil. let's let them do the repairs. Muting machine done. Good. Let's get that fire control system immediately, I think. Yeah, give me that fire control system, please. Bracket shooting almost done. Excellent. I guess a nice bonus to our battleship and battle cruiser attack. Is this only for battleship? Oh, this one also helps heavy cruiser. We also need fire control. And we need all of these before we go to war as well. Could do with maybe better depth shard throwers, but ooh, look at that bonus for the cruiser. Wow. That's crazy. How many of those bonuses do I have? Just one. So we could get some really good cruisers without, but they wouldn't have the better armor. I mean, yeah, right? Absolutely. We got to do that. If we research these, we might be able to have a couple of them ready before the war. And they'll be super strong. Alright. Not too long on this war, and obviously these guys are going to be able to trash them, I believe. Let's send some of the cavalry up as well. I don't want to use any fuel in it, but just to make sure it's a stomp. Oh, and you guys don't have a general. Well, I'll just... Yeah, you guys, you're good. There's a tripartite pact. Okay, so what does that actually do? Well, we'll have to see if Germany accepts it, I suppose. Coal liquefaction or Chinese resources first? Let's do coal liquefaction first. It's because we decided to go to 1940, so we signed it. We all guarantee each other. Which means if the US declares war on China, they could cause problems. I want to revoke the guarantee. I can't because we are guaranteed by them. Interesting. Well, I mean, we are committed now. I had to do that to get towards the, you know, all this stuff. Non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union is going to be useful. Refusing a call to arms when you've got a guarantee kills your stability, so not really an option. What other things do I actually need? I definitely need a, we're probably going to go with naval aviation and naval strike and naval air defense or carriers. Yeah, we're going to go heavily into the Navy. Do I want... Which one of these do I actually want? I suppose Prince of Terror would really help with Chinese manpower. Manpower's just not an issue yet, though. We will want an army expert at some point. And we should get an industrial concern next, in time for the 1939 researches. Right, these guys can all start going up to level 2, 240 wits each. Just to keep them all nice and safe. And since a few more have been trained, I can put some more into this one. Once you guys are ready, just pop out here. Okay, so free factories. Have we got any 100% yet? No, very close here. Given that we don't have any 100%, yeah, let's make these defenses easier. Because these are so cheap. It's so difficult to see what's yours and what's not with the new system for these. But let's get every naval base a fort. At least one fort. That should make it hugely easier for us to defend these areas against potential... I'm not that worried about Taiwan, but let's just do it for completion's sake. I'm not that worried about... Yeah, so getting an extra fort level on all of these is going to make it so much easier for our 20 and 40 wits to hold off those US Marines. 15% debuff on the enemy is it's pretty good. Is that everywhere? That's not on ours yet. I think that's it. Let's just have a look. I think we hit all of those. Ah, right, yeah. Don't miss this one in the north. And I guess Sakhalin. Home ones, I think, are okay. We'll be able to move troops around and rush deploy people if we get invaded in the homeland and defend that without too much of a problem. Good. Then after we've done all those, it'll be time to start banging out dockyards in the homeland. So that's fine. The glorious motherland dockyards will be ready. I guess the Southern Resource Strike could have a different icon. That's my naval invasion one. What's my normal ground one? I think is just the default. Yeah. Could give him organization first. Don't really want to. Okay, Xinjiang. You're done in 40 days. Some more men. More from Manchukuo. It's fine. You can just head straight on over. Okay. Anything else I need to be doing? Don't think so. Where are we going to need these? We won't really need to military police this region because we'll have port defenders that are doing the job for us. I suppose these guys can be available as, for now, as rapid port defender responders. If and when the allies do land somewhere along the Chinese coast, these guys can have a go at defending against that. I don't want to have... Excuse me? What do you mean no units assigned to this order? Aren't these guys assigned to this order? They certainly looked like they were, since they all started walking to it. What the heck? Oh, it's because it goes through a lake. There we go. I don't like having the no units assigned thing showing up on the side. It just makes me unnerved. Makes me think I've forgotten a port defense somewhere. Which, of course, I suppose I have. Because we've got all these extra islands we need to port defend, but that's fine. And yeah, these should be banged out really quick. Look at that. They take barely a couple of days. United Kingdom disavows appeasement. In a public statement today, the new British Prime Minister Winston Churchill has announced the government's intention to steer away from the course of appeasement. So they're kick-starting the war industry. What does that give them? Just a couple of factories. And they're going to get some claims on Iraq, Iran, and the Netherlands? What? Okay. We might find ourselves facing just the UK over here, which is good, because, I mean, the Dutch, they don't have no navy. They do have no navy. Oh, sorry, that's the Dutch East Indies. I was very confused for a moment there. The Dutch, yeah, they've got 40 ships. You know, I don't want to fight 40 cruisers and destroyers over here, which is probably all they have. Right, yes, we're going to get the industrial concern in time for 39 techs. Seems prudent to me. You guys are all ready for your invasions. Good. Lots more of these coming out. What are we short? Support equipment and... yeah, we should... Wow, we're very short on support equipment. Let's significantly increase our support equipment production. Anything else? Right, we could be converting... No, we are converting over those. Good. Still a tiny bit short on aluminium, but only on the normal fighters, so that's kind of okay. I need to remember that we have these 5 buffer factories down here, so maybe I should have even less on this. Yeah, let's do that. Over on steel, but that's because we're importing 30. That's fine. Good. Should be able to plow through these in no time. Angered by Xinjiang posturing. Yeah, how dare you? How dare you have the indignity to declare war on me and then not submit to my glorious empire? This will also give us another border with Britain over here, but it's one that's extremely easy to stagnate because it's often very hot and there's big mountains in it. Especially if we push forward to these tiles, then we can get mountains and mostly behind river defenses as well. And of course our men will be there ready and hence acclimatized to the heat and able to fight better with lower attrition. Excellent. Still fine on that. Naval production wise, still looking good. We could go even heavier towards it. Like with this one will give us another 5% dockyard increase. And we don't lose factory output speed. We do lose doctrine speed. It says we lose doctrine research speed, just all round. Oh no, it's just land doctrine, right? It's just a little bit weird on... Someone missed a paragraph there. I should tell them about that, actually. I kind of like the idea of having naval dominant. I think we are going to do that. Plus, it gives our Marines bonus attacks, which is cool. What's Germany up to right now? Unknown focus. We need to get the next level of encryption. I really don't... Sorry, decryption. I really don't like not knowing what focuses my enemies are taking. Oh, France is joining Britain. Okay, so we will definitely be at war with them, which does change things in this area a bit. Next up, decryption is, of course, important. It's almost time for naval research. Sorry, for industry research. We definitely want our magnetic detonators done by the time the war starts, along with all of these, and this. And a lot of things, alright? Oh god, we don't even have decent artillery yet. And of course we won't have done any infantry, much infantry research. God, there's so much I need. Our destroyers being better would be appreciated. For sure. So many things we need. Let's get decryption first. Oh, actually, that's not what we should do. And next, we have time. We have time to do the Chinese resources. What we should actually be researching is not decryption. It is because we've got this cruiser coming out in 40 days. I'm going to want to have all the text that I want to put onto the cruiser ready immediately, so we can begin construction of one. So which does that entail? Maybe nothing, actually, because these are just stat upgrades, as is this. This is not, but we're not going to put depth charge throwers on a new cruiser. Does inventing better anti-air? Yeah, we do have to invent better anti-air guns, sadly, because that's how you get cruiser anti-air and anti-air on all your stuff. So let's do that now. And then I think once that's done, we'll be able to start building this. All right, there's that war. And no one should join. You know what? I am going to drop a save. I haven't saved in quite a while. I'm not planning on save scrolling, but we should just, you know, before you do big stuff, sometimes just seems prudent to occasionally drop a save. Hey, look at that. They're intelligently defending the front, not holding this tile because it would shorten the front. That's interesting. I wonder if that's intentional. Or if it's just because they don't have enough troops. No, they have 2 troops here, so it must be intentional. We're going to try for a flanking capitulation with these men just holding them in place. Seems good. There's no airport near here, which is why we don't need to worry about any of that stuff. We are at war. It's a good time to learn something. Hey, miner. Go mine the Straits of Malacca. And see what happens. See if the mines vanish once we're no longer at war. And we only have 100 days until we want to start building that next cruiser. So we should maybe start exercising the fleet. Oh, hello. Xinjiang actually does have some troops, as it turns out. Okay. That being the case, we'll need to do some more concentrated strikes against them. Big breakthrough here. Seems like it would be good. Just one of you pinning there is fine. You can move straight on in here. And then if the cavalry can break north and south as soon as they're through this tile, then we should be okay. I don't want to have to send reinforcements. So let's see if we can avoid it. Almost done on that production. Nice. And one of those is finished, so I will ram in those dockyards, although at the lowest priority, because I want those defenses done. As a priority uno. Radio detection done. Straight on to the next one. Get that disometric search radar going. Never used radar on a ship yet, so I'm excited to see how that works. All you guys pour through in the north. One of you should probably hang out here, actually, just in case they launch a counteroffensive. It's only desert, so not the easiest necessarily to defend. All right, there's our breakthrough. Get it heavily reinforced. And immediately begin making progress towards encirclements. Good. Extra cavalry coming in can just beeline the capital. So I wonder why they were garrisoning the Soviet, or maybe the British front, even though we were justifying on them. Normally they rush all their men to the person that's justifying. Low on rubber now. That's not something we're going to have to be concerned about for long. And sure, let's bring in a bit more aluminium. I don't want my plane's mission efficiency to be lowered. Sorry, production efficiency gain to be lowered. God, it's a long episode. Right, we'll call it a part here. The next episode, we will grab some of factories in Xinjiang and kick our naval dockyard production into super high gear. See you then. Bye-bye.